shaking the joint, stealing hearts like true crime, bringing the news right on time. TV said alive, Africa always on point. Bullseye hitting hard, shaking the joint.
Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? My name is Dukes Clarence, and welcome back to TV7 Live, where we get to give you all the hottest and top trending topics. It seems, ladies and gentlemen, the fire is getting hotter in the nation of Zimbabwe. The fire is getting hotter in the ruling party. Yes, we're talking about ZANU-PF, where we see Kudakwashi Tagwirei under fire. Not only Kudakwashi Tagwirei, but also General Anselm Santatwe. What is happening in the ruling party of ZANU-PF? Big up to everybody who's watching us live right about now. To those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can get to see your names, so I can give you my shout outs. We see this poster by Zimbabwe Crime Watch. What has the ZRP done this time? Grab your popcorn. This one has got more twists than a pretzel factory run by a tornado. Meet Blessed Geza, a war veteran, ex-ZANU-PF big shot, and apparently the guy who decided, you know what, I'm going to tell President Emmerson Mnangagwa to pack his bags in 10 days or else. Now, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, ZRP, let's call them ZRP Super Sleuth, are on the case, and they've called in Interpol. Yes, International Crime Busting Squad. All because Geza stole a car and insulted the president. I mean, did he borrow the presidential limo and leave a snacky Yelp review? Now, hold up. Insulting the president isn't exactly a global arrest warrant category unless you're throwing shade harder than a solar eclipse. The ZRP spokesperson Paul Nyati says they are still hunting Geza like he is the last slice of pizza at a party. But here is the kicker. Folks and netizens on X.com are laughing harder than a hyena at a comedy club. Interpol for car theft. Really? They're saying one guy even posted a baby like GIF image, which was saying something like, good luck with that, Zimbabwe Republic Police, good luck with that, ZRP. Now, let's rewind the tape. War veterans like Geza have been ZANU-PF muscle since the 90s, helping in elections. But Geza has gone rogue, allegedly backing Vice President Constitutional Chiwenga in an alleged succession drama. Think Game of Thrones with more camouflage. The 2025 BBC scope says he has been expelled, but the party is paging allies left and right. Ouch. No fancy studies on the exact caper. But back in 2008, Human Rights Watch caught war vets flexing their intimidation muscles during elections. Geza's little rebellion might be shaking the party's grip, hence the Interpol overkill. Maybe he is hiding in a bush with a walkie-talkie plotting the next move while ZRP trips over their own shoelaces. So, there you have it. Blessed Geza, the accidental star under even more fire. Now, in the ruling party of ZANU-PF, we see ZANU-PF Secretary General, yes, we're talking about Obert Impof, drops in a bomb shell. We see this letter coming in. What is it about, ladies and gentlemen? Now, this is more fire blazing. A release by the ruling party of ZANU-PF, where we see Kudakwashi Tagwirei's hopes of getting into the ZCC, ZANU-PF Central Committee, get quashed. Yes, get quashed. What is this letter talking about? What is this release by ZANU-PF Secretary General saying? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive into that right about now. Big up to everybody who's watching us live right now. Those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat. That's how I can get your name so I can give you my shout outs. Big up to Dumisani Mzila, Joe Chidau, Kulu, Shumba, everybody who is watching us live right about now. At the same time, we're seeing also under fire General Anselm Santatwe. Is this because of his association to Kudakwashi Tagwirei? Let us jump into it right about now without wasting any time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now picture this. ZANU-PF Secretary General Obert Mpofu drops a secular that's spicier than a Zimbabwean peri-peri sauce. It's a 5-year provincial service or bust rule for the Central Committee. And guess who is left out in the cold? None other than the big wig businessman Kudakwashi Tagwirei. This memo basically saying, sorry Kuda, no VIP pass to the Politburo party. You didn't clock enough hours in the provincial grind. Cue the dramatic music and a slow motion exit stage left. Yes, looks like Tagwirei has been tagged out of the game. But hold your horses. This isn't just a rule book opsy. It's a full factional food fight. Rumor has it, this is the president, Emerson Mnangagwa, flexing his muscle with Vice President Kosita Chiwenga cheering from the sidelines like a general in a chess match. History buffs remember when Mnangagwa waltzed into the presidency in 2017, despite being kicked out of ZANU-PF by Mugabe. That's right, rules are more like suggestions. When you have got power to bend them like a yoga guru. Now, political science nerds, and I know you are out there, might point to the Journal of Democracy 2018 edition. If you are taking notes, hey, authoritarian regime loves a good page masked as a rule book recital. This Tagwirei takedown smells like a strategic smackdown. Less about qualifications and more about who has got the juiciest seat at the succession table. It's less 5-year rule and more 5-finger discount happening right here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, is this the end of Tagwirei? Just a detour on his road to glory? Will Mnangagwa crew keep the throne warm, or will Chiwenga crew stage a coup de grace? One thing is for sure, ZANU-PF's internal drama is the gift that keeps on giving, like a reality TV show where the stakes are higher than a giraffe on sleuth. Drop your wildest comment on this. What do you think on this, ladies and gentlemen? As we are seeing more and more drama in the ruling party, And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the ZANU-PF circus. We have got a front row seat to the latest episode. Who is gonna rule Zimbabwe next? Our Interpid correspondent spilled the tea. Former Zimbabwe National Army bigwig Ansalem Namo Santatwe caught in crossfire, now having troubles of his own. What has happened? Ladies and gentlemen, he is catching heat hotter than as Harare summer. Why? Because he is allegedly Tim Chiwenga and President Emerson Mnangagwa's crew isn't. President Emerson Mnangagwa crew isn't here for it. The plot thickens like a bad stew. Santatwe, who got booted from the army's gig ahead of some war vet protests led by Blessed Runetsu Geza back on March 31, is now the target of a full-on faction page. Mnangagwa loyalists are pulling out all stops, and by all stops, I mean state security goons from the Central Intelligence Organization CIO teaming up with ZIMRA, Zimbabwe Revenue Authority, to shut down 7 branches of Madadalikwa. That's right, folks. Santatwe's son-in-law, Danmo Mambondiani, also ZANU-PF Youth League Deputy Secretary for Administration, had his booze empire raided last week in Harare. No chance to regularize now. This was a smash and grab for the political kind. From booze to fuel fiascos, Mambondiani has been on the hot seat before. His fuel company, Liquid Cargo, got slapped with claims its gas was turning cars into junkers. But everyone is calling BS, saying it's just more political mudslinging. Insider Whispers says this liquor crackdown is Mnangagwa's master plan to kneecap Chiwenga's crew before 2028 succession showdown. Santatwe backing Chiwenga's presidential dreams. That makes him a big old thorn in Mnangagwa's side. The mystery guest, David Munowenyu. Enter stage left David Munowenyu, Chief Executive of Discovery Ambulance Services, linked to Prophet Hubert Angel. Sources say he is the puppet master, colluding with spooks to thank Santatwe's family biz. But when we caught up with Munowenyu, he laughed it off like a stand-up comic, name-dropping me. I'm just a small fish in this big pond. How would I get tangled in ZANU-PF's factional fishing net? Classic deflection. Give that man an Oscar. And ZIMRA silent treatment. And what about ZIMRA's Gledman Njani? When asked about this CIO agents crushing the party, he claimed up faster than a claim at a seafood buffet, hiding behind client confidentiality. Sure, Gledman, we believe you're just protecting privacy and not dodging a political hot potato. The grand finale. Factional frenzy unleashed. This isn't just a family feud. It's a full-blown factional free-for-all. ZANU-PF internal battles are spilling into the state offices and private pockets, proving the race to replace Mnangagwa is less a marathon and more of a mad wrestling match. So, folks, will Chiwenga's crew strike back, or will Mnangagwa mop the floor? Drop your wildest predictions in the comment section as we watch this Zimbabwe political drama unravel. Big up to Joe Chidao and Ray Bushu are watching us live right about now on TV7 Live. All right, folks. That was it for now. And with that, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to be back again at 8:30 p.m. Zimbabwean time. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I'm going to leave you with this Trababulasa trouble video as I do sign out. Big to everybody who was watching us live right about now. To those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can get to see your names so I can give you my shout out.
So Sabu Mliswa has been chairman of Marsh West Province before and a member of the ruling parties and PF. So can you provide your own personal comments on the Tagwirei issue where he's reportedly been ejected from a central committee meeting? What is the process like as the party is saying there's need for ratification first? Can you take us through the process that goes on in the party?
First of all, indeed, there was former ZANU-PF chairperson and central committee member. I was also the DCC chairman. All the people are elected by various organs in the party which are there. And once elected, when a position is vacant because of some reason, you are allowed to co-opt, and the particular organ is allowed to co-opt at the end of the day. What I'm saying to you, for example, when I was provincial chairman, let's say we need to co-opt exposition, Secretary for Finance, because he's probably been promoted to some department or somehow incapacitated. You co-opt them, the very same area that he's coming from, because it's about representation, equitable distribution of power. That very same organ co-opts that person and chooses that person. They are not imposed. So once a decision is made, I cannot, as chairman of the province, accept that co-option and then say, no, we need to ratify it. No, the province cannot ratify another provincial member. The central committee cannot ratify another central committee member, because all of them came through the same process. They were elected by the people. If there's anything, you welcome that member. You welcome that member, because at no point should there be a gap in the structure, because that very same area is not represented. That's the key issue. So the co-option has got to be done as soon as possible. There's no way in the constitution which says ZANU-PF Central Committee must ratify another central committee member. There's nothing like that. That is the truth of the matter. I would like to see it, and I challenge ZANU-PF to do that. It was wrong, even if at all he was not, the process had not been done properly. I don't think it was good for them to do that to any person, let alone Kuda, who has been known to be ZANU-PF, who has funded ZANU-PF. The very same people that ejected him, he's empowered them through various initiatives, and they humiliate him like that. That was humiliation, and I think they crossed the line. It's now a game of trying to do a PR, but he's human. Not only that, you can also be in the central committee without participating in their meetings, being an observer. That is allowed. There's nothing, and it's the prerogative of the president, who chairs the meeting, to be able to say, we don't want this person, we want this person in, and so forth. The line was crossed, no two ways about it.
So can we speculate then that there is more to this issue than what has been said?
Oh, there's definitely more to this issue. That's the truth of the matter. No human being deserves such kind of humiliation. I don't want to say Tagwirei. No human being deserves that. Okay, you could have left that person in there to sit and to listen